Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into a playbook for taking back control in a world that, let's be honest, wants to track every single thing you do. We're breaking down the philosophy behind the book, Extreme Privacy.
So let's kick things off with a question that gets right to the heart of this. It might sound a little paranoid, right? But data mining companies are building these unbelievably detailed profiles on every single one of us. And the connections between what you buy, your health, and your online life, they're way deeper than most of us realize.
Okay, first things first, let's be crystal clear about what this book is not. It is not a how-to guide for fugitives. The author, Michael Bazzell, makes it totally plain. Law enforcement is incredibly good at what they do, and if you're on the run, they will find you. This isn't about breaking the law.
No, this is for the growing number of people who are just tired. Tired of their devices listening in, tired of their personal information being bought and sold like a commodity. It's about reclaiming some control from the giant corporations that track our every click and purchase.
So who actually goes to these lengths for privacy? I mean, who really needs to disappear? Well, the answer is probably not who you're picturing. The client list is, well, it's surprisingly diverse.
I mean, just look at this list. We're talking about victims of stalking and abuse who need actual physical safety. You've got celebrities who just want to buy a house without it becoming a stop on a tourist map. And then you have people like police officers who are in immediate danger.
And for some people, the stakes are literally life and death. Just think about that for a second. If you're an officer working a dangerous case, having your home address plastered all over the internet isn't just an inconvenience, it's a direct threat to you and your family.
Okay, so where does this journey to privacy even begin? It's not with a disguise or a fake ID. It actually starts with the very device you're probably watching this on right now.
The core principle is actually pretty simple. You can't build a private life if the tools you rely on are designed to spy on you. It's like building a house on a cracked foundation. Your computer has to be your first line of defense. It has to be a digital safe space to operate from. And here's where it gets super practical. Take a look at this comparison. Your standard operating system, Windows or Mac OS, is constantly sending what's called telemetry. That's your usage data, right back to Microsoft or Apple. It's the default setting. The book recommends switching to a privacy-first system like Pop! OS. And just look at the difference. Data collection is off by default, you don't need an online account, and your entire hard drive is encrypted from the start. It's all about putting you back in the driver's seat.
But locking down your computer is really only half the battle. Your digital privacy doesn't mean a whole lot if your physical life is still an open book. So how do you apply these ideas to the real world? But one of the key strategies is using established legal structures that already exist. The book talks a lot about using a land trust. It's basically a private agreement that lets a trust, not you the individual, be the legal owner of a property. This one little trick effectively keeps your name out of the public record. And the process is just brilliant. You create the trust, you get someone you know, a friend or relative, to be the temporary trustee. They're the one who signs all the closing documents. Then, after the sale is final, you just amend the trust to put yourself back in control. The result? A completely anonymous home purchase. Your name never, ever appears on a public deed.
Okay, so owning a house privately is one thing. But what about just daily life? How do you pay for gas or buy groceries or check into a hotel? All of those things create a massive data trail.
Get this. One client in the book uses this really fascinating system of 4 separate color-coded wallets. The blue wallet, that's for his true ID, only for official stuff like a police stop. The black one has a credit card with an alias for travel. The green one is just for shopping, filled with untraceable cash and prepaid gift cards. And red is for international trips. It's an amazing way to consciously separate your identity for every single situation.
All right, after hearing all of this, I know what you might be thinking. Land trusts, 4 different wallets, this all sounds a bit, well, extreme. And you know what? You're right, it is. But here's what the book really argues. Privacy isn't some on or off switch. It's a spectrum. Most of us, right now, are living way down here in the default privacy zone. The goal isn't necessarily to leap all the way to extreme, but to consciously decide where on this spectrum you want to be.
And that's the key takeaway. You can pick and choose. You don't have to vanish completely. Maybe you just want to get your home address off those data broker sites. Or maybe just start using a more private web browser. The whole point is to consciously choose which pieces of your life you want to protect, instead of just letting big companies make that choice for you.
And really, that's what it's all about. It's about having a playbook,
It's about understanding what tools and strategies are out there so that if your situation ever changes, if you ever need to disappear, you'll be ready.
So in the end, it all boils down to this. In a world where data collection and surveillance are the default, privacy has become an active choice. And the question the book leaves us with is a big one. If you aren't the one making that choice for yourself, who is? And do they really have your best interest at heart?